Ready for the new project car. Here it is. There's more. Single headlight. Guard. Mint condition. One more guard. Also mint condition. Alright, so let's take a look. So we have here, I had this down at my dad's farm and I just went and picked it up. It's a HZ sedan. It needs a fair bit of work, but it's mostly all there. I'm not a fan of these boot lids. I do not like the HZ boot lids, how they have this raised bit. So I'm definitely changing that to a boot lid like this. Way better. Much better. Plenty of parts in the back. Bit of everything. Old school hot wires. And no engine gearbox. So originally I bought this from Central Coast. Around 3 years ago, and I literally just bought it because I wanted that rear quarter panel for MCFRY when I hit a wall ages ago. So, and I couldn't get a rear quarter panel. It was actually cheaper to buy this whole car than it was to get a rear quarter panel. So, but then when I got the car home, I realised it was too nice and it's pretty much got zero rust in it. So I didn't want to cut it up. So I put it aside. Ended up putting a shitty rear quarter panel on MCFRY, or old rusty one off another car we had down there, which was not very good at all, just to save this car. And here we are. Next project car. So this car is going to be a street car, and it is going to have some form of budget, because after building the ute with no budget, the cost, I actually calculated how much I spent on that ute, and it did kind of freak me out a bit. So it's just unjustifiable to spend that much money on a car. So just to give you guys an idea, it's like way over $100,000, and that was just parts alone to build the ute, and 1,000 to 1,200 hours of my time, plus over $100,000, and like a fair bit over, to build that ute. So yeah, these are very expensive to build, and the reason that is, the main costs usually come in the driveline. So as soon as you start going crazy with the driveline, the cost just goes through the roof. So this car, it's a factory V8, so it's got a Salisbury diff in it. They generally take around 500 horsepower once you strengthen up the center with a mini spool or a 4-pin LSD or one of the Harrop True Tracks, something like that. And they generally, take about that. The factory tail shafts aren't very good, which I've got one here. I do have a Trimatic for it, just don't have an engine. So first thing I'm going to do is get this thing painted, maybe start doing the interior, and I'm just going to keep an eye out to look for a motor for this. Ideally I want to just get a 308 engine. I'm happy to have a standard 308, 355 would be better. Just depends what's around. Ideally Trimatic pattern, so I can use my Trimatic, just to save that extra bit of money there. And the only other things, probably I wouldn't mind getting a GDS dash for it, but I'll just see how I go there. But yeah, I'd like to try and keep the costs down as much as I can. Be interesting to see how much it costs to build one of these and just to try and do it normal, like a normal person would. And, you know, replace the rubbers, that sort of thing, like the necessities, bushes, all that sort of stuff. Just how much it costs to restore a Kingswood nowadays, minus the hours, of course. Just be interested to know, because I've only ever done super expensive cars and they just cost an arm and a leg. So, and sort of money you spend on them, like you'd never get. I think for me to like break even on that ute, I'd have to get, if I went to sell it, I'd want $250,000, and even then I'd be losing out. So it just goes to show how much like how much painful cars are sometimes. Like you can't make money off them. Like maybe if you do them up all original, you could probably break even. Making money off restoring cars, well, in Australia anyway, unless it's a Monaro or something and you pick it up cheap. All these other cars, nah. Alright, let me flip this around. So I'm going with a single headlight front on this one, because I just want this to pretty much be like a stocker. I'm actually going to get rid of these wheels. I'm going to have stock wheels, hubcaps. And I was actually thinking of painting this. I know some guys think you should always paint a car what the colour of the tags are, but I do not like HZ boot lids, so I'm not doing this up as the factory Atlantis blue, even though I do like that colour. I'm thinking of painting it the old cream colour. So pretty much the original colour this was when my pop owned it. So I wouldn't mind painting this cream and even putting the Kingswood badges on it, just making it look all standard, and whatever motor goes in it is going under the bonnet, and just pretty much have a full grandpa spec. This front end is absolute shit. The radio support's all bent up, it's got rust holes, dings, it's not very good. Can't really lift the bonnet up, but it does have factory air conditioning. I'm not very familiar with the air conditioning in these. I don't know if it's actually worth keeping and trying to get it to work, or if they're just too much of a headache. So, but it would be nice to have air conditioning. And I've just plucked 2 mint guards off my old ute. So I know these got no bog in them, and they were like the best guards we had. So they're just like mint guards. So they'll be very easy to restore. Obviously there's acrylic paint on them. Still acrylic paint on this car, so it's going to have to go back to bare metal and to get painted. Well, that's it, guys. And I reckon, well, I don't want to give myself a time limit, but I reckon I'll get it painted pretty quick. So I remember originally when I painted MCPROJECT the first time, I actually got it done in 3 weeks, a whole car. So, but this one's already pre-pulled apart. I'm going to give myself 6 weeks, so a bit more time. So, but I reckon I'll get this thing all painted in around 6 weeks, and be able to put up some awesome content, some good videos for everyone to watch. And I have Kelvin is coming over tomorrow to inspect the car for drag racing. So going racing on next Saturday, the test and tune. I haven't bought my tickets yet. I'm just waiting to make sure the car passes first tomorrow, and then I'm going to enter the event and stuff. So that'll be the next event MCPROJECT's going to, and then I'm going to Fridays, which is about 3 weeks away, which is up in Queensland, just a one-day event. So at the moment I'm currently making my unreliable rockers a little bit more reliable, fitting these pins with the little circlips. So in total it was $360 to just buy them pins and them little clips to replace these pins. So this is just for reliability, that's all, just in case that pin decides to fall out, that it's not going to drop a valve like what happened in the ute. So this is all I can do with them for now. So I'm slowly going through all those. I've only done 4 at the moment, but yeah, replacing all the pins in them, make them a little bit more reliable. And soon I'm going to try and maybe fit steel rockers to this car as well, but I've got a price and it's over $3,500, so I'm just going to hold off on that for a little bit. I'm just going to run these and fingers crossed, have no dramas with them. That's it. There she is. And I'm going to put the MCFRY number plates, because I've got them on hold currently, because the RMS took MCFRY off the road. They had a crackdown on modified cars, and they pretty much got a photo of my car with a blower out the bonnet from Power Cruise on social media, and pretty much said you got to take your car to the pits because your car's illegally modified, even though it's at an event, because it had New South Wales registered number plates on it. They can do it, which sucks. So it's a waste of time me even attempting to try and get that car back on the road, because with the MCFRY plates anyway, because I just go to an event and the same thing's going to happen again. So MCFRY's staying off the road. This is going to be the new MCFRY. Well, it's going to have MCFRY number plates and it's going to be registered. I'm not painting it black, I'm painting it an old school colour. That I'm going to paint it Chemis, that's the colour, the cream colour. But I'll see how I go, I might change my mind on that. So paint it a nice bright colour, easy to clean, and that can be my streeter. So the motor that I'm looking for this thing too, it's going to have to be reliable. So I don't want a solid roller cam. I can do a solid flat tappet, hydraulic cam, not big revs. I just want something reliable that's going to go on this, so I can drive the thing around and not have to deal with the headache of freaking shit breaking all the time. So reliable, and yeah, so that's it. Yeah, next video is probably going to be this at the track. So this is a bit of a spur of the moment thing, but here it is. That's the new project car, and probably start working on it next week. So I'll keep you guys updated on the progress of the car. So thanks for watching.
Stop!